thank you for taking the time to join us. We are very pleased to have everyone here. The topic today is community partnership, crossing the bridge post-COVID-19. First and foremost, we hope you, your family, colleagues, and friends are safe and healthy. My name is Anna Bogatis, and I'm from Franklin Payments Powered by Beyond. I'm honored and blessed to be here today to conduct this webinar with Janet Whitaker and Pam Cooper. They are seasoned veterans of the payment processing industry, as well as previous small business owners. Janet, a few minutes. Can you please tell us, introduce yourself and your involvement with small businesses and nonprofits?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I'm Janet Whitaker. I live right here in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. I'm right over the bridge in Marlton. I have been in the industry for payment processing and business solutions now for a little over 12 years. Opened a restaurant a while back, had it with my husband for many years, and became a consultant for small businesses to assist them with any of the services and solutions they need for that business. So thank you very much, Anna, for inviting me. I'm glad to be here to help.
Thank you so much, Janet. Pam, can you please provide us some information on how Chipin was born and the creation of it?
Certainly, Anna. Thank you for asking. I'm Pam Cooper, and my husband and I actually created this technology over the course of the last 6 or 7 years. And then 2 years ago, Beyond bought our company, and we've been working hard to integrate and bring it forward to all of the national sales members that Beyond employs, and bring this solution to communities across the country. So it was really born out of my need as a business owner to be able to connect better with the nonprofits that were asking for donations from me. I was frequently that nonprofit leader in my community, as well as being the owner of the business who was being solicited for sponsorships and donations, etc., to every worthy cause in my community. So being able to really see the big gap between what the business needed, which was more buyers, and what the nonprofit needed, which was more money, and being able to create technology that brings those two sides together and plays well so that both sides get what they need is really where Chipin was born. So thank you, Anna.
Excellent. Thank you so much, ladies. So our goal today is building community partnerships. Basically, how we were operating, our businesses 2 months ago has drastically changed. We have to shift our normal. By doing this, it will provide new business models, innovation, new revenue streams post-COVID-19. We have to start thinking post-COVID-19. This cannot last forever. Small businesses, as we all know, provide an abundance of services and products, and they're the heart of our community. Bottom line, they're the heart of our community. With that said, the Chipin program that we're going to present today, as Pam mentioned, will drive sales into businesses while small businesses are supporting nonprofits. We have to remember, we're all in this together. I know everybody's sick and tired of hearing it, but we are all in this together, and we have to help each other. With that said, Manish Pathak, the Executive Director of the Lower Bucks Chamber of Commerce, is live with us today. We just wanted to thank him and his team with their support and the opportunity to present today. Manish, do you want to say a few words?
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Like Anna said, my name is Manish Pathak, the Executive Director of the Lower Bucks County Chamber of Commerce. Hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. I just want to take this opportunity to thank Franklin Payments Powered by Beyond for hosting this webinar. You're going to learn a lot of interesting things and a way to keep the community engaged. So thank you again to Franklin Payments for hosting today.
Thanks, Manish. And thank you again for the Lower Bucks County Chamber of Commerce. A shout out to Jude and the team that are live on this webinar as well. We appreciate everything that you do for us personally and for the community and professionally. So thank you to the Chamber. And without further ado, Pam, I think we're ready for you to take it away.
Thanks, Anna. And as you all know, we've said so many times, taking a look at those relationships in our community and seeing how we can strengthen each other's businesses, strengthen our nonprofits. That's the way we can all come together and build our communities as we prepare to emerge out of the current crisis. So we all have to hold hope that we are going to come out the other side, some sooner than later, and depending on the area of the country. So it sounds like you guys may be starting to look and open back up in the next 30 days, maybe. We're hoping that most of us can do the same the rest of the country. So like I said a minute ago, when I wore my merchant hat, I saw a big disconnect between my sales and all of the support I did in the community. I sponsored my daughter's Little League team, the band boosters, the faith-based organizations, every 501c3 charity. They come to you as a merchant with their hand out. I wasn't a restaurant, but I know restaurants really have a lot of nonprofits that come and ask for their help. And they want to be able to help them. On the other hand, nonprofits need to understand that they do have a lot of control over what their supporters will do. So being able to harness the buying power of nonprofit supporters and send them in to be intentional about spending with our neighbors' businesses in our communities, and understanding how simple it can be with this technology that we've created to tie those two sides together so both of them get what they need. Merchants get more buyers, and nonprofits get a brand new revenue stream that doesn't come out of their supporters' pockets. This is the merchant's reward for you, the nonprofit, sending people in to buy from them and being specific about where you do that. I've got a quick movie here we're going to watch. It's just about a minute and a half. So it'll explain more about how our technology works, and then we'll go into a little more depth. Here you go.
Chip In is a fundraising program that connects local businesses with nonprofit supporters to raise money. Here's how it works. Supporters buy from participating Chip In merchants that donate a portion of the purchase back to the supporters group. It's easy for you to get started. Just download the Chip In app, select your nonprofit, and link your credit and debit cards. Then shop with participating Chip In merchants and use your link cards as you normally would. You'll get a text message confirming the amount you raised and prompting you to share on Facebook, asking your friends to buy from Chip In merchants too. And if the businesses you like aren't already part of the Chip In network, it's easy for them to get started. While you're in the app, just recommend them and we'll reach out and invite them to join. And when they do, you'll have another place to send everyone you know to make purchases and raise money for your group. Parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends and neighbors can all chip in and help your group raise money. And the money raised can add up fast. Use the Chip In app to find businesses where you can get your oil changed, pick up pizza for the team, treat your kids to ice cream, and more. Your group can easily raise several $1,000s a year just by making everyday purchases from Chip In merchants. When we all chip in, it's a win for the nonprofits you support and the entire community. Because when you give back to the community gives back to you.
So thanks for listening to that. And I always have trouble getting my next slide to go after that. As you can see from the video, this is an app. It's very simple to download and get set up. I don't know if you all realize that now most cell phone cameras do have a QR code built into them now. So it used to be a few years ago that you had to download a QR code reader, open that up to scan a QR code like what we have here. So we've tried to make the participation in Chip In as easy as possible for our merchants as well as our nonprofits and their valued supporters. So we would do something like this with those groups that sign up to participate with us. Take out your camera and scan this QR code that's over here on the right, and you're going to go straight to the App Store, be able to download the app and get it set up. Or you can go straight to your device's App Store, look for our logo here. That would be the icon you would see. You can search on Beyond and Chip In. This just makes it kind of a shortcut to get to the app itself. Once you download the app, supporters are going to use the app to find the participating merchants to set up the nonprofit they want to support. That's really key. They can switch back and forth if they have several nonprofits that they need to support within the community, maybe a faith-based organization as well as a child's school, an animal shelter. They can go back and forth and have several different favorites in the app that they've selected. So you're going to download the app, select your favorite nonprofit. Then the key to making all this magic work is that you securely link credit or debit cards that you're going to use when you go to buy from those merchants that you find in the app. If you're familiar with the Capital One kind of what's in your wallet rewards card, it's using that same type of technology where we see that token that represents your card. We never see your card data, but we'll get a token back. And when we see that that token has been used at one of the merchants who have an active offer, then we'll know, based on the nonprofit you chose to support in the app, what nonprofit should be getting a benefit from the purchase you just made at that merchant. So I know it sounds like a lot, but once you've set it up, it's really, really simple. And the best thing is for you merchants that want to participate, your participation is free. The only thing you ever pay is once a month, we're going to collect all the money that has been raised by these nonprofit supporters buying from you. And we're going to turn around and send that money out to the nonprofit groups. Beyond doesn't charge merchants to participate, nor nonprofits to participate. And we don't keep any of the money that we collect. So 100% of the merchant funds are going to be distributed to the nonprofits selected by the buyer. So that's real important to understand. Of course, we want to help our merchants in the community. That's the majority of the revenue of our company comes from helping merchants with their business solutions, whether it's credit card processing, payroll, all those different kinds of things. But with this technology, our CEO is committed to just getting this technology out to any group that wants to use it in the country and any merchant that wants to participate for their business in the country, because we want to send people in to buy from you. If you have a small business and you are looking for increasing your sales, we're going to direct these folks in to buy from you. You don't have to do a thing, and it's free. This is what the merchant offers look like on that tab in our mobile app. It's important for you to understand that when you download the app and get it all set up, then you're really kind of done other than finding the offers. And the offers are always going to be presented to you with the merchants that's closest to where you are located. So if your location services are turned on your phone, that's how our app knows which businesses have active offers closest to where you are. If you keep scrolling down on this offer screen, you're going to keep seeing more offers from businesses that are farther away from you. Now, if we were able to travel and you were planning a trip, you could also see merchants and business offers that are in other communities by doing a search up at the top. And another thing that's important to understand is this is a nationwide network of businesses who are participating. So you can have supporters anywhere in the country buying from businesses anywhere in the country to support your one nonprofit. So that's real important as we talk about, kind of shrinking the way we can connect with each other and making it more a nationwide solution. A cool thing that we've built into this is that when a consumer does spend with that card that they had linked, they are going to get a text back from us confirming that they just raised money for their group and then prompting them to share about that on Facebook. And this is really important because merchants and businesses are looking for ways to show that they are relevant in the community and to show their engagement. And this is a very simple way for the consumer who just raised money for their favorite group to thank that merchant, that business on social media, as well as talking about the nonprofit that they're supporting and why they would hope that other people would also use this technology to go buy from the participating businesses and raise money for their group. On the merchant side, you can see that one of your biggest pain points is being solved with this. What do I do with all these donation requests? So we're going to manage all those requests for you, and thereby we're reducing business interruptions for you with all those worthy causes that either come in or call your business asking to speak to the manager or the owner to ask for a donation. You get them in the mail, you get emails, you get on social media requests, and now you can funnel anybody that requests a donation from you to use this technology and come and buy from you to get your support. Being able to market to school groups in the community, as well as any kind of a nonprofit or faith-based organization, is really important. Those are active customers for you. They will go out of their way. There's a lot of data that shows people that want to raise money for an organization they care about will go out of their way and spend more. And that's the kind of buyers that all of our businesses are going to need as we get started back up. As a business owner, you are in complete control of what that merchant offer looks like. So you might say, hey, I'll offer 10% donation on any purchase. Just because if you're going to go out and get French fries and a Coke, I would rather you came to me than go to McDonald's. That kind of a rationale. We'll have other business owners, when they start with the platform, maybe they are trying to drive up their average ticket price. So you've got an average ticket price of their current customers is $17. We can make it so that the 10% donation doesn't kick in until a consumer spends at least $25. So, and that's before tax and tip. So you don't have to worry about your servers taking a ding or having to, kick in part of your sales tax that you're collecting if that's your situation. So the merchant is in complete control of what that offer looks like, even down to the day of the week that they can participate. It just generates a lot of nice social media collateral and content for you. We're going to send you a window cling. We'll give you templates that you can print out things yourself that'll fit your own table tents and different things that you might have when we are open and have people coming back into our businesses again. So there are videos we can help customize. We really give a lot of collateral to the nonprofit groups so that they can understand how to easily communicate this whole idea out to their supporters and get those supporters to be active customers of those businesses in the community that are participating. On the merchant side, we'll also help the merchants with collateral. Some merchants even put a donations tab on their own website, and it can direct folks that might be looking for donations and community support to go straight over to our platform. If they don't see their group is already signed up, it's going to prompt them to quickly sign up their group. Like I said, the nonprofits that participate, there's no cost to them, and there's no cost to a merchant to have a business offer in this app. And we're going to give 100% of that business's contribution over to the nonprofits, and that happens all once a month. For your business, you're going to see a lot of really good detail. You're going to get everything except for exactly who that was that made the purchase. You're going to see what groups actually are sending a lot of their supporters in to buy from you. And you'll see how many different unique buyers have come in from those different nonprofit groups and the number of transactions they've sent to you. So that when they come and ask for a sponsorship, or if we were having a golf outing, something like that, and they want you to sponsor a hole-in-one contest or do some kind of extra participation for them, you can look at your detail and you can see they really did send a lot of buyers to you over the course of the last year. You're going to see exactly how much each one of those transactions has earned and the nonprofit who has been sending in buyers and actively supporting your business. We have all kinds of collateral you can choose from to be able to easily promote your participation in this company, in this project, if you are a merchant that wants to participate. And really think about it. You can say yes to every single donation request because now you're requiring them to make a purchase from you. And you're running a business. That's what you need, is people to buy what you're selling. So just like you saw in the video, we always think about restaurants, but also think about service providers. Also think about people who are retailers. Anyone that's customer facing that takes credit cards can participate in this program. They all need us to be intentional about buying from them so their business can stay strong and survive this current situation. Here's another example of what some of the folks have done to be able to promote their participation. Poster size on the table. It gives you lots of ways to talk about it on social media. For the business itself, it gives great social media content And it's good practice to talk about your community participation, not just always about your own business, but about how you're helping in the community. And this is an easy way to have extra content. We have hashtags you can use, as well as different channels that you can follow, and we'll cross promote you. We do know a lot of nonprofits who have either board members or supporters who own their own businesses. And we always want to identify those folks so we can invite them to participate. Conversely, we'll work with the businesses who come on board, because many times they have a favorite nonprofit. And we want to make sure we're reaching out to those nonprofits and those community-minded businesses in the area, so that both of them can be invited to participate, so their supporters can know where they should go to buy. We have an additional bonus for nonprofits. We're doing a lot of work with nonprofits with our technology right now, creating donation pages, virtual donation, virtual events for them. So we did want to mention that to the nonprofit folks who are on board with us today, that we have what we call Text for Good program. If you had a minute, you would just go right here, send in this text. Each one of our nonprofits has a unique keyword that represents them on our platform. We are going to send a text right back to that phone that has a link to the donation page that we hook up for the nonprofit. And there is no web development, there's no outside development. This is something that's all internal. So if you know a nonprofit, or maybe you help with a nonprofit that needs help collecting money virtually now, we'll get this all set up and going. We've done it as quickly as same day. We're telling folks, give us 3 to 5 days to get this going. So again, we're kind of wrapping up. I'm going to look for questions in the queue. I hope you've put some questions in there. Go ahead and pop those in if you have things. Looking at being intentional about where we're spending, getting consumers to understand it really does make a difference where they buy. And if they want to drive past their courthouse square or their downtown and see vibrant businesses, they've got to stop and go in to those businesses. And you can't just drive by the window and say, isn't that a nice window display, and keep going. You've got to be intentional about spending money with these local businesses so that we can keep them strong. Again, our marketing program is free. There's no cost for the merchant to participate, no cost for the nonprofit to participate. We're going to drive business to the merchants who are in this app. We're going to tell all those nonprofits in your area that you want to give money to them if they will just send their folks in to buy from you. And it's a really great way to support local, small independent nonprofits, as well as school groups. We will be getting back to normal eventually. Those booster clubs are going to need us again, those PTAs, those PTOs. We can help any one of those groups, and they're going to get monthly contributions coming in with a brand new revenue stream, just because they have told their supporters to go buy from your business. So now we'll take a look at the questions. And Janet, do you want to read off what we've got?
I certainly will. That was great, Pam. Thank you so much. One of the questions I have is they're asking whether or not this can be linked to a PayPal account or Venmo.
See, PayPal and Venmo are doing the same thing that we're doing, basically. So no, because we are the payment processor, just like PayPal is a payment processor, and Venmo is a way to process payments. So it's similar in nature, but they would be competitors to us. So no, we would want you to use us instead of them.
Okay. Another question that we have is, I know that you talked about this, but someone asked, how much does the nonprofit get paid if they're involved with this program?
So the nonprofit is going to get 100% of the merchant contribution. So it is all a function of how many people you can get to buy from the businesses in your community who participate. And then if you have more businesses, the more places people can go with any discretionary spend that they need to make, whether it's taking somebody out to eat or getting our curbside pickup right now, getting their oil changed. We've just signed up all the Jiffy Lubes in the state of Indiana, for example. So being able to change your oil and make a contribution to a nonprofit because that merchant has said, if you will buy from me instead of the guy down the street, I'm going to donate to your favorite cause. So nonprofits get 100% of the contribution from their supporters making purchases from the participating businesses.
Thank you. Another question I have, if you could tell the folks again, the merchants want to know how much it costs them to be in this program.
That's the best answer, is it's free. There's a one-page little quick form that we can send you to sign up. And actually it's on our next slide. If you go right here to chipin.getbeyond.com, you'll see the sign up page. So there is no cost to you as a business. Our CEO just wants to get this technology out to any business that wants help from us in the country. We would love it if you became our customer. That would be great, but we do not require you to be our customer to participate in this fundraising engine at all. Nonprofits do not pay, merchants do not pay, and 100% of the merchants' contribution that we collect from them every month does get sent out to the nonprofits who are participating.
Thank you, Pam. Someone wanted to know a little bit more information about how they get the reporting and how they would keep track of these donations for tax reporting.
Okay, so that's a really good question, and we've done a lot of studies about this. You can see that the money that goes to the nonprofit is coming from the merchant. So there's no tax reporting as far as the consumer that you need to worry about. Merchants, and I'm not a CPA nor an attorney, but we've done a lot of research and talked to a lot of them about this setup. And as you can see, it's very unique. There's nothing like this in the marketplace other than Amazon Smile. And I think if you're a merchant and a member of Lower Bucks County Chamber of Commerce, you can understand you would rather have the money than sending people to buy from smile.amazon.com to raise money. So that's really the only other comparable model to this. The merchants are the ones making the contribution. So yes, you as a nonprofit can thank that merchant. You're going to know exactly how much money came from them. There's a dashboard that the nonprofit logs into, as well as a dashboard that the merchant logs into. And you can see real time, the participation, how many purchases have happened going on. Now, it's important that the merchant really think about this as a marketing spend. And if you are a merchant like I was, you know, marketing is above the line. So you can write off 100% of your marketing spend. And our standpoint is, if you would take a 10% coupon and put it in the newspaper or put it in a money mailer or Valpak mailer, spend a couple $1,000s to send it to 15,000 different zip codes in your area, 15,000 households in all the zip codes in your area, why wouldn't you consider using this marketing channel, which is tell nonprofits you'll donate to them if they'll tell people to come and buy from you. So that's where we like to see that 10% be that same contribution, because that's enough to get my attention as a consumer, that I'm going to go out of my way and spend a little bit more because I'm going to earn 10% of my total donation or my total purchase back to a cause that I'm trying to support. So as far as tax ramification, that money that we're taking from the merchant and giving to the nonprofit, the merchant can call that a charitable contribution because it is being received by a nonprofit, or the merchant can call that an advertising spend, and they would just need to talk to their own CPA about what we're presenting here and the money flow that does happen. Make sense?
Yes, thank you, Pam. Another question that we have is some of the information you showed. If businesses and nonprofits are interested in joining this program, where do they get the marketing materials so that they can advertise?
When you go to this website right here, that's where we will board you into the app after you fill out there's different tabs. So there's one that's for businesses, there's one that's for nonprofits. You would fill out the link that's on your respective tab, and then we will onboard you into the mobile app, and that's when we will know that you need to have your packet sent out.
Great, thank you. And then I have another question. Maybe you could explain it to those on the call that did download the app. How many nonprofits do we have signed up nationally and also locally for those on the call from the Lower Bucks Chamber?
You would have to look in the app, and it's changing all the time. Obviously, this program's expanding every day. Take a look. Just go ahead and you can browse through state of Pennsylvania or New Jersey, whichever side you're closest to there. We have added in a lot of schools because that's public available data, so that you can go ahead and already find your school that you might want to participate in and raise money for your child's PTA example. There's several hundred active nonprofits. There are probably over 1,000 that are actually listed in there. You can scroll through and find them. And like I said, if you don't find the one that you want to support, just have a representative from that organization go to the link here that you see, this URL, and you'll be able to find them, or reach out to Anna. You've got Anna's email right here as well.
And then the last question here from the participants. Can you tell them a little bit about how successful this platform has been and what Beyond has contributed?
Oh, so like I told you before, my husband and I developed this technology over the course of a few years. And before we were acquired by Beyond, we had organizations that were raising a couple $100 a month, and we were only really in Indianapolis, Indiana. So now that it's nationwide and we're starting to pick up velocity, the COVID has kind of, put a spin on the whole thing. I think it's even more timely that people are going to understand how this technology can get up and going. And just like you saw in the video, the more places you have to go by, the more money you can raise with your supporters being intentional about where they're spending. It's funny because some large groups with really lots and lots of supporters that were potential buyers didn't do as well as smaller groups with really intent supporters who understood this technology, loved getting that text back from us that they had just raised money for their group and sharing that to Facebook and thanking the merchant and talking about the group they're raising money for. So yeah, it's pretty easy. It's just to see a function of how many places can you go by, how many people can you get buying, and how frequently can they go back and be loyal to those businesses that are participating to raise more money.
Great, thank you, Pam. Anna, that was the last question in the queue. I'm going to turn it back over to you for closing.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Pam, for your knowledge in this program. As Pam mentioned, the program is nationwide. We're introducing this to the Lower Bucks Chamber of Commerce family just because of what's happening with the community, with the COVID-19 crisis. We are trying to assist merchants, also known as business owners, and nonprofit organizations to work together to become a team and help each other out. And with that being said, the program will drive in new customers into your business as a business owner. And with that being said, it's going to be word of mouth. Once they like the product service that you're offering, they're going to refer more business to your business. And just remember, the donations are only the ones that are coming in and placing that order that are contributing to that nonprofit. So if you have 100 customers a day, that doesn't mean that you are going to give a percentage of those sales from all 100. It's the ones that are walking into your business with the intent of spending money to give back to their school or their nonprofit organization. So again, I thank you so much for your time. My information is on the screen there. Again, Anna Bogatis from Franklin Payments, powered by Beyond. Pam and Janet are the gurus of this program. We will all assist you with getting started. So please send me an email, give me a call on the cell number that's on the screen, and we can get started. Again, thank you so much to everyone, the webinar, as well as the Lower Bucks Chamber of Commerce for allowing us to host this today. Thank you so much.